Have you ever daydreamed about being rich? About not worrying about bills or where your next paycheck is coming from? You're not alone. A surprising fact is that 63% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Let's think about this for a second. Why do some people become rich while others struggle? It's not just about making more money. It's about really understanding money. A study shows that only 57% of adults in the U.S. know about money basics. That's where a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki comes in. This book talks about two dads. One is Robert's real dad who had a regular job. The other is his friend's dad who was good at business. They had very different ideas about money. The business dad, called Rich Dad, had some great tips on getting rich. Here's something to think about. We all believe that going to school will make us rich. But did you know that many Americans owe a lot of money in student loans? In fact, they owe about $1.7 trillion. Rich Dad said that learning about money is as important as school, but we don't get taught that in classrooms. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is easy to understand. It tells us simple things like what's good to buy and what's not. For example, did you know your house might not be making you money? It might be costing you instead. First, let's talk about Poor Dad. He's a smart guy, well-educated, and has a good job. Sounds great, right? But there's a twist. He believes in the traditional path. Go to school, get a job, save money, and retire. It's a safe and secure plan, but is it the best route to wealth? Well, not according to Rich Dad. Now, Rich Dad is a different story. He didn't have fancy degrees, but oh boy, did he know about money. Rich Dad believes in taking risks, investing, and creating money, not just earning it. Imagine two roads in a forest. Poor Dad takes the well-worn path, while Rich Dad ventures into the uncharted territory. Risky? Maybe. Exciting? Absolutely. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that about 20% of small businesses fail in their first year? But Rich Dad isn't scared of failing. He sees it as a stepping stone to success. It's like learning to ride a bike. You fall, you get up, and you keep going. Poor Dad trusts in working for money. It's a 9-to-5 grind, a paycheck at the end of the month. But Rich Dad, he's all about making money work for him. It's like having a golden goose that lays golden eggs. Would you prefer to chase after eggs or have your own golden goose? Here's where it gets juicy. Rich Dad loves assets. Assets are like the golden tickets in a treasure hunt. They put money in your pocket without you working for it. Now, who wouldn't want that? So, here we are, standing at the crossroads. One path is safe, but maybe a bit dull. The other is risky, but it could lead to a treasure trove. It's like choosing between a comfy seat on a slow-moving train or a thrilling ride on a roller coaster with twists and turns. What would you choose? As we wrap up this chapter, think about the two paths. The safety of Poor Dad's road, paved with paychecks and pensions, or the thrill of Rich Dad's way, sprinkled with risks and rewards. Which road are you on? And more importantly, which road do you want to be on? So far, we've got Poor Dad, who believes in a steady job and saving pennies. Then there's Rich Dad, a fan of taking risks and building assets. Remember assets? Those golden tickets that bring in money while you're chilling. Now, here's where things start to switch gears. Imagine you've been driving a car with a small engine all your life. It gets you from A to B, but it's slow and not too exciting. Then, one day, you discover a car with a powerful engine that can take you places faster and with style. That's what learning Rich Dad's ways feels like, a game changer. But here's the kicker. Switching gears isn't always easy. There's comfort in the known, right? We know about 80% of Americans follow Poor Dad's way, working a 9-to-5 job. That's a big number. Rich Dad's way, on the other hand, is like stepping into a new world. A world where you don't trade time for money. Instead, you build money machines like businesses and investments. They work hard, so you don't have to. It's smart, but it's also new and different. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first, it's wobbly and scary. But once you get the hang of it, oh boy, the places you can go. About 10% of Americans are business owners. They took the leap, faced the wobbles, and now they're riding free, building wealth on their own terms. So how do you make the switch? It starts with learning, not the school textbook kind, but learning about money, assets, and how to grow wealth. Rich Dad says it's not about how much money you make, but how much you keep and grow. That's the golden nugget right there. It's a shift from earning to learning, from working for money to making money work for you. You start to see opportunities where others see challenges. It's a new lens, a money-making lens. Let's face it, taking the path of the rich dad isn't like a walk in the park. No siree. It's more like a hike up a mountain. Exciting but filled with challenges. It's a path less traveled, and for good reason. About 70% of people are not ready to take risks when it comes to money. But not us. We're made of tougher stuff. Remember Rich Dad's golden words, assets over liabilities. It sounds straightforward until you realize that turning that mantra into a lifestyle is where the real challenge lies. Did you know that the average American has about $53,850 in debt? Yep, it's a bumpy road from owing money to owning wealth. But worry not, for every problem there's a solution, shiny and ready to be discovered. Rich Dad wasn't a fan of playing it safe. He believed in the power of financial education, the kind that turns obstacles into stepping stones and liabilities into assets. It's like learning to swim. At first, every wave feels like a giant, ready to knock you over. But learn to ride those waves, and suddenly the ocean is your playground. Rich Dad's lessons are our swimming lessons, ready to turn us from scaredy cats to brave hearts. Credit card bills, loans, unexpected expenses. They can be scary. But here's the secret sauce. With the right knowledge, you can turn these financial gremlins into golden opportunities. It's all about knowing the tricks of the trade, the secrets that turn ordinary folks into money-making magicians. So, is it easy? Nope. Is it worth it? You bet your last dollar it is. Imagine a life where bills are not scary monsters, but just stepping stones on your path to wealth. That's the dream, and with Rich Dad's wisdom, it's not just a pie in the sky. In the world of Rich Dad, becoming a millionaire isn't some secret club. Nope, it's open to anyone armed with the right knowledge and a dash of courage. Did you know there are nearly 22 million millionaires in the United States? And here's the kicker. Many started from zero, zilch, nada. Now hold on to your hats because we're about to jump into the real-life journeys of folks who went from counting pennies to counting millions. Spoiler alert. It's not about the cash in their wallets, but the assets in their portfolios. Assets are the golden eggs, remember? Each story is like a recipe, a dash of financial know-how, a sprinkle of risk-taking, a dollop of hard work, and voila, you've cooked up a millionaire. One chap increased his net worth by investing in real estate, turning run-down houses into cash cows. Another lady turned her hobby into a booming online business. These aren't wizards with magic wands. They're regular Joes and Janes who looked at money through the Rich Dad lens. They knew that making money work for them was the ticket to the good life. It's like planting a tree, watering it, and then enjoying the fruits for years to come. Now here's where it gets juicy. Rich Dad believed that financial freedom is not a destination but a journey. It's not about hitting $1 million and kicking up your feet. No, sir. It's about building, growing, and expanding. Did you know that the average millionaire has about 7 streams of income? Yep, 7. If there's one thing we've learned from Rich Dad, it's that wealth isn't about working harder but smarter. It's about building assets. Remember those golden geese that lay golden eggs? Well, get ready to meet more of them. The first step on this yellow brick road to riches is financial education. You don't need a PhD, just a hunger to learn. Did you know that 90% of millionaires spend at least 30 minutes a day reading? That's right. Knowledge isn't just power, it's wealth. Now let's talk money. Not the bills in your wallet, but the assets in your portfolio. Real estate, stocks, bonds. These aren't just words for the Wall Street wizards. They're for you and me. The average millionaire has invested at least 20% of their income. Now that's a golden nugget worth its weight in gold. But wait, there's more. Ever heard of passive income? It's money that rolls in while you're busy living your life. Imagine earning while sleeping. Now that's a dream come true. Rich Dad was a big fan, and guess what? So are we. Diving deeper, we unveil the power of entrepreneurship. Starting a business sounds big, but did you know that there are over 30 million small businesses in the U.S.? It's not a world reserved for the elites. It's a playground for the dreamers, the doers, the builders of wealth. As we wrap up this enlightening journey with Rich Dad's wisdom lighting our path, remember this: wealth isn't a secret garden, locked and hidden. It's an open field, waiting for those ready to sow the seeds, tend the soil, and reap the harvest. Every chapter we've explored, every story we've unveiled, every nugget of wisdom we've shared, it's all pieces of a puzzle. A puzzle that, when completed, reveals a world where wealth is not a visitor but a lifelong companion. As you turn the last page of this chapter, remember, your journey to wealth isn't a solitary trek but a communal dance. We're in this together, learning, growing, and building. Rich Dad opened the doors. Now it's our turn to step in and explore a world teeming with possibilities, opportunities, and wealth beyond measure. So here's to you, to us, to a future where wealth isn't a distant star, but a close companion, to a life where financial freedom isn't a wish upon a star, but a living, breathing reality. Ready to step into this new world? The blueprint is in your hands, the path unveiled. Let's step into a future of wealth, together.